And now, we turn to the world of sports. The football season is upon us, and that means it's time to get ready for your fantasy football drafts. The ultimate draft kit from the fantasy footballers is the cat's pajamas, and only tool you need. The best rankings in the business, sleepers, breakouts, values. It's even got a free companion app. Don't be a pigeon-livered foozler. The ultimate draft kit will keep you on the up and up, and keep all the hornswogglers at bay. Don't even think about entering a fantasy football draft without it. Don't be a square. Head to ultimatedraftkit.com today.
The Fantasy Footballer Studio is sponsored by Walmart. Welcome to the Fantasy Footballers Podcast with your hosts, Andy Holloway, Jason Moore, and Mike Wright.
Welcome in. Oh, it's going to be a fun episode today. Bold predictions.
Are we getting picey?
Jason Moore is here. Took the S off of spicy.
That's how we do it in our house.
Mike, the fantasy hitman available.
Is it super spicy then?
If it's picey,
It just means we can't handle it. We're babies.
You know
You know what I mean? Like, this is picey.
What's that level?
It's pretty low.
yeah,
It's
you're
pretty,
not-
I mean, we are not spicy eaters in my household. So if
You've
it's
never
got a
been
little chili flake in it, that's spicy.
you split the chili flake among you.
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome in, one and all. Great episode. 2 bold predictions from each of us for the upcoming fantasy football season. They are bold. They are not consensus opinions. We will stand alone on a lot of these, and they will be a lot of fun. We have Undrafted Gems that we're going to talk about today, bringing that back one more time before the season begins. I guess 2 more times before the season begins, because the season begins next Thursday. And we'll see how Dallas and Philadelphia look on Thursday Night Football. We have news to talk about. It's cut day, right? There's a lot of players getting cut. Greg Dulcich, shout out to Greg D. Thought you played really well this preseason.
I believe was he the leader in touchdowns in the preseason?
I thought you were going to say in being
Tom
cut.
Pelissero told me he was, so that's what I believe.
Did he? Okay. He was on the take. We had a fun event last night. As you know, maybe you don't, but we've had a few fun little moments with Bill Croskey.
Yes.
Bill Croskey. Did you know he could sneeze with his eyes open?
No, I didn't know that, Jason.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I just a little passing tweet last night. Just throwing it out there. When you're bored, sometimes you just tweet about Bill Croskey because that's a thing you do. And I think I said when he was born, he drove his mom home from the hospital.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And Bill Croskey himself, Jacoby Croskey Merritt, found the tweet and confirmed it.
Yeah, he did confirm it, and it went wild. In just over an hour, it was like 1.1 million views, and then poof.
And then he deleted it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what kind of attention he was getting. I thought it was all positive.
Should have been.
And I just want to come out here right now and say, Bill Croskey,
Sir.
this was not a joke at your expense. You are the king of the joke.
Yes.
This is legend status in the fantasy football community. So,
You're Bill Croskey. You're Bill Croskey. You could parallel park a train. I mean, come on, Bill. To Bill Croskey.
to Bill Croskey.
For him, I mean, his Twitter account, right now he's at 10.8 thousand followers. It had to be very strange.
So this is you're thinking of what happened with Mr. Croskey?
Yeah, he retweets your comment and then just
The world.
He probably doesn't
Out
want
of
to
the
like
woodwork.
accidentally get in trouble for something he didn't realize he did. It's smart. It's actually it's a veteran move to be like, I should probably undo this thing going wild.
To Bill Croskey.
Okay, it's wise.
Yeah.
But
So that was that was the festivities last
He
night.
could have just DM'd and been like, what's this all about? What is happening?
Why is everybody telling me what I can do? But it was a good time. We have A reminder here at the top before we jump into our first segment, the Megalo Bowl.
Drafts are happening this weekend, people. If you want to play with us in the Megalo Bowl, go sign up at megalobowl.com. It's for all of our Foot Clan members. You go to megalobowl.com, pick one of your draft day times. That's starting this weekend, runs all the way up to the day before kickoff. 2 drafts a day, tons of leagues. There should be about 20,000 people in it. Whoever wins the league, as someone joined our listener league, we're starting up our listener league right now.
Yep.
And last year's winner got in there. This year's winner could be you, and you'll be in next year's listener league, and you will get an Ultimate Draft Kit for life.
And the Ultimate Draft Kit if you're drafting this weekend, into the all the way up to kickoff for the NFL season. The Ultimate Draft Kit available right now. A portion of all Ultimate Draft Kit sales go to our partner this year, the Koenig Childhood Cancer Foundation. You can learn more about that at ultimatedraftkit.com. And we're excited to partner with them this year. We have emailed all the Listener League winners. They are all inside. Are they all inside of the new league? Like
all the submission winners are in.
So they've all responded.
Yes.
We don't have any.
Correct.
Because sometimes people out there, they might root for somebody not to reply.
Oh, for sure. Well, there are still, I believe, a giveaway winner that is not in.
Oh.
So maybe one more
Okay.
slot is open.
We'll find out. All right, let's get into it.
Undrafted Gems, presented by Walmart.
All right, last week we brought up 3 names. We still feel good about Mason Taylor, Marvin Mims, and Cedric Tillman. I think we do, right? Nothing's changed there. Those were the 3 names last week. But it's a new week, so we need 3 new names, undrafted players that we think could make a big impact that you could stash on the end of your bench or pay attention to in week 1. I'll toss it over to Mike because I love this name.
I'll go with a quick one here. Hey, it's another rookie. But this is a rookie running back who is not much attention is being paid to him outside of the dynasty circles. Dylan Sampson, rookie running back of the Cleveland Browns. He was a 4th-round pick, 5'8", 200. He rushed for 22 touchdowns in the SEC and won SEC Player of the Year at Tennessee, 37 receptions his last 2 years. And this is a situation with the Browns of just there's a chance he's the starter. You know, he started over Jerome Ford in the final preseason game. That doesn't confirm anything. It's just it's a note to pay attention to that it's a possibility. The opening schedule for the Browns is extremely tough. However, starting running backs at this point of the draft they're very difficult to find, and Dylan Sampson is there, and he has receiving in his profile.
He's got a lot more juice than Jerome Ford.
It's Jerome Ford who is in front of him. Who I think Jerome Ford is a good player, but they're constantly trying to replace him, and he just keeps popping up as like, hey, I'm still here, and then
he almost wasn't on this team,
and then he starts for the team, but they keep trying to replace him. So while the Judkins situation is trying to get figured out, Dylan Sampson might be in for a big workload.
I'm going to go with a player that received a 3-year extension and has been rewarded in the fantasy world with nothing, not being drafted, the wide receiver 60 off the board. It's Rashad Bateman of the Baltimore Ravens. We have a team that we have tremendous confidence in their offense. We love what Lamar brings to the table. He's a 40-plus touchdown potential player. Rashad Bateman scored 9 times last year. He was the big beneficiary in the wide receiver room, and he's just not paid attention to at all. We're like done. We're like kind of worn out with Rashad Bateman. He represents a great weekly spot start as needed. If you score 9 times in a season and you have Lamar as your quarterback, like Zay Flowers is not a touchdown guy. And so Rashad Bateman is big plays. What if he becomes a little bit more consistent? Obviously, the team has plans for him. They sign him to this extension. He's kind of finding his way on this roster. You could see good things from Rashad Bateman, and he's just not paid attention to.
Bateman was a top 24 player in 35% of his games. That is the same percentage as Zay Flowers.
Oh, wow.
And
6 different games, I think.
Like the career path of Bateman it's interesting. I mean, he was a first-round pick,
which is why I think his career path is why nobody wants him now.
Yeah, like he was a first-rounder. People were excited about the player. not necessarily excited about when he landed in Baltimore, because at that time it was like, can we, we have just the 1 year of Lamar having an outlier touchdown season, but things have changed. And he got hurt in year 1. In year 2, he was the dude. Like, it started off, he was in, before the game where he got hurt, he was over a 20% target share in that time, and then he's had to make his way back and slowly just keeps hanging on the team, getting more money, getting another extension. So I think, like, there's a chance. Last year he was at a 16% target share. With what's happening with Mark Andrews, and I know Isaiah Likely, we're all hyped to see, can he break out. If he doesn't, Rashad Bateman at a 20% target share is not crazy to me. And if he's there, then he's going to make noise.
Yeah, I agree. The name I'm going to bring up for Undrafted Gems is a guy that I am starting to get a little bit hot and bothered by.
Yeah, you mentioned him early this morning right away. We talked about Greg Dulcich getting cut.
It's a player you might not know, you might not have heard of. It's Theo Johnson, tight end.
This is a good name.
Tight end, second-year tight end for the Giants. This dude is an athletic monster. We're not talking everybody's athletic, but there has to be someone who is the most athletic. That is nearer where Theo Johnson is.
Same is true in this office, but go on.
His RAS score is 9.99 out of 10. That's basically his overall athletic profile. He is a beast. And if you look at what he did last year as a rookie tight ends, okay, yeah, you got Sam Laporta who came through and you got Brock Bowers, but it is very normal and common with every other other than those two names I mentioned, basically every other great tight end in history hasn't really come on his rookie season. But he did stuff. He was starting to make waves, wasn't really involved the first month of the season. Got better and better and better. In fact, his last 8 games, he was on pace for 650 yards as a rookie, which would have been a top 10 number last year already. And then he had a season-ending injury in week 13. But before that, he had the 8th most total routes and routes per game at the tight end position, 27.5. So he is on the field. He is being used. We just saw Greg Dulcich tear up preseason in this system, and then they cut him. Why? Because they got Theo Johnson. They got the guy they want on the field who's going to be a monster. And then you look at the depth chart and you're like, okay, Malik Nabers, 82% market share. But that leaves 18% for the rest of the team. And so I think that his opportunity to be the number 2 target in this offense is legit. And he has the athletic profile, which is what you look for in tight ends, to actually have a breakout season. So this is, again, it's an undrafted gem. You're not even taking him with your last pick, but I'm telling you, if you see something in week 1, if he's on the field making a play or two, or if you're in deeper leagues where, tight end premium, deeper leagues where you are going to draft multiple tight ends, he's certainly one I'm targeting.
There has been some concern about Theo Johnson with undisclosed injury stuff at the end of camp. I take the Greg Dulcich cut situation as kind of a way to rest easier on that because he had missed a little bit of time. But heading into the season with how Greg Dulcich played in the preseason and them cutting him, I feel much more comfortable, and maybe that makes him even sneakier. All right, that was Undrafted Gems presented by Walmart. Who knew you could get what you needed in as fast as an hour? Get free delivery on your first express delivery order with the code EXPRESS. Valid for first express delivery order. $50 minimum, subject to availability restrictions apply.
News and notes from around the league, presented by Progressive Insurance.
All right. Boy, do we let's see. Archives. Let's go into
Let's hang.
Oh, here we go. He's back. Amari Cooper. Not just back, in general, back to a team he's played for. The Raiders are signing Amari Cooper on a 1-year deal worth $3.5 million. He didn't really look like he had a lot left last year in Buffalo.
He did not.
Never got into a groove there, and was a league winner 2 years before.
Well, he was a league winner last year when you got to trade him for Jamar Chase. Just kidding. You didn't win. You lost to the championship. Anyways, continue.
I won.
You won the trade.
Yeah.
For sure.
So Jacoby Myers has requested a trade. The depth chart there in Las Vegas with the trade request from Jacoby Myers mixed with Amari Cooper's signing is interesting. Deontay Thornton Jr. is a huge upside candidate this year, the number one on that team. You have Trey Tucker, who's been playing 100% of snaps. Jack Besh is there.
Did you guys make substantial movements with this?
With the trade request?
With the combo of the Cooper signing and the trade request.
I did not. So a little bit. The approach that I personally took, I put Amari Cooper there where I expect him to be. I didn't actually adjust the other wide receivers because I do think there's a chance Jacoby Myers should go or could get traded. So right now I just like the stats don't all add up the way I usually prefer them to do for a team because I think there could be more movements coming.
Yeah, the team, at least for their part, said that they're not trading him and not considering trading him. But if he's unhappy, it's a money thing. Just so you know, it's not performance. It's a money thing. He wants to be paid more money. It's just like Juwan Jennings' situation, which is also very murky.
He's looking around the league at all these guys getting their last-second deals. He's like, wait a minute. This is working? I need to get in on this.
Kenny Pickett's traded yet again, the fourth time, I think. Kenny Pickett is now a member of the Raiders. So the Browns and their 4 quarterbacks, they're down to 3. Aiden O'Connell got hurt, so they traded for Kenny Pickett, and now Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders.
I feel like Joe Flacco's job is a little safer now.
Oh yeah. I like this for everybody.
I wasn't sure if you guys felt like that.
No, this is great. I think it does keep Joe Flacco's job safer. He's got a pretty good schedule, although that being said, the team is expected to lose a lot of games. You got the rookies behind him, but I think that Jerry Jeudy, David Njoku, I was more scared of Kenny Pickett coming in than I was of them trying to throw these 2 rookies in the mix.
Tajay Spears, IR, high ankle sprain. He'll miss the first 4 weeks. Tony Pollard, don't forget him in your draft.
Correct. Yeah, I moved him up. He's actually at a spot now, Pollard is, where I expect to be drafting him. He's ahead of where his ADP will land in drafts this weekend.
We did have another report. We're going back and forth. Daniel Popper believing Najee Harris will begin on the NFI list. So if I'll
say this. If there's 2 different reports, one saying, I believe he'll be ready week 1, and one saying, I believe he'll be on the non-football injury list, I'm going to put my dollar on the one that is not playing because he has not participated in any kind of full contact yet, but I have no inside information.
The Texans announced Joe Mixon will begin the season on the reserve NFI list, which is a 4-week minimum. D'Amico Ryans came out and had kind of a little bit of a message that made me concerned about the season-long availability of Mixon. He said they have a very deep running back room, lots of players that can provide a ton of depth, and guys who can, quote, get us through the season.
So this list can be it's minimum 4 game, maximum 18. So, you just
Now, my team was depleted picks-wise in our league of record. We have 3 keepers. I was the lucky one with Joe Mixon as a keeper. Really thrilled with that decision right now. I let him go yesterday for a 6th-round pick, pretty much right with the news.
To be fair, that is not just a 6th-round pick. We keep 3 keepers that are not draft costs, so basically it's a 9th-round pick. And I, in a super flex league yesterday, drafted him in the 11th round before this news.
How do you feel about that?
Pretty bad.
Okay.
Pretty bad. I don't, I think I could have got him probably in the 14th.
The vibes of the offseason are terrible. We have no true insight, like, what is wrong? Like, if they're just like, oh, he's got a problem with his foot. And the fact that there are whispers and rumors, which, look, they're just rumors. But they're like he may not play this year.
He's had, I believe, and someone out there can correct me, Kyle Betts, if you're listening, I believe in the past he's had a Les Frank situation. And that could be related to
I don't remember
something going on. I believe I saw that. I could be wrong.
To his right foot, and at least this is Google AI, but 2020.
Yes. So I think there's been a foot injury before, and it's a really complicated rehab right now, and we just don't know what's going on. So in my situation, I'd rather just have the pick and move on. Jalen Wright not expected for week 1. Phil Maffa on IR for the Cowboys. And some cuts. Deontay Johnson was also a cut from the Browns.
Dude, what?
I knew he was looking that way because he kept playing in these preseason games. He was out there every single game. He gone for good, I think.
Does he find another
No. He finds another practice squad.
Desperate for what he can do. But if I'm a general manager, I got to go, no way.
You indulge
no way.
certain levels of crazy proportional to talent. Once the talent is not worth the crazy, you're gone.
The Browns
you're
released
out of
him.
the league. The Browns
And they-
released
We got tagged on a joke here, so this is a shout out to Joshua Cho, and it says, last season I told you Deontay Johnson is an elite separator. He is now separated from the Steelers, the Panthers, the Texans, the Ravens, and the Browns.
I forgot.
That is a
That's
good
good.
joke.
Yeah, I forgot that he was on a couple of those teams. You're done. What else? Audric Estime is gone. He has been cut. We said Cam Akers. Malachi Corley. That one's kind of sad to me. First touchdown, fumbled it into the end zone.
Third round last year.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so.
I mean, Estimate was last year as well.
Oh, did the
Yeah, he
Seahawks
was.
cut Damian Martinez?
They did.
Okay, well, that's great.
What
Go ahead and make a little
you just-
dynasty league adjustment?
I was going to
there.
say, that sounds like you just picked him up. Going back to the Phil Maffa being placed on IR with the soldier injury.
Soldier.
Yeah, with the shoulder injury. Jaden Blue, their other rookie, this is the Dallas Cowboys rookie tandem, is also injured. So I do think, I know it's gross, but the Javonte, Miles Sanders, it's cleared up a little bit for Javonte to get a workload heading into the season. In double-digit rounds, I think I'm going to sadly pull the trigger.
Also, sleeper, Phil Moff was on the IR. If we could go ahead and make that adjustment.
Oh, is that related to anything you're doing right now?
Yeah. Trying to make moves here.
All right.
This was announced yesterday.
Yeah. That's too late.
What about me?
Oh, what?
Oh, wait. Did you want to mention that Adam Thielen and the Vikings are now talking? They're continuing to talk.
I'm going back to nap. What? Yeah. Just last piece of news.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
We've got a lot going on. That was News and Notes sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Quote today at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions. Taking a break. Back with the bold predictions. All right, I'm really excited about this. It's a fun episode every year. It is time.
Ridiculously bold predictions.
Oh, we just had a simultaneous sip from the mugs,
A
Mike.
simul sip?
A simul sip. That's why you watch on YouTube. Moments like that. All right, 2 bold predictions from each of us. Does somebody want to go first? Do you want me to go first? You tell me.
I'll hop in.
All right.
I'll hop in. My bold prediction,
So bold.
number 1 for the 2025 season, the Atlanta Falcons win the division
Oh, boy.
on the
Full
back
stop.
of full stop.
That's why we're already too hot.
Yeah, on the back of number 1 running back Bijan Robinson, top 5 wide receiver Drake London, top 10
No,
tight
Jake,
end Kyle Pitts,
You didn't have to do that.
and top 15 quarterback Michael Penix balling out. This is really
Number 1, number 5, number 10, number 15.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Basically, all 4 players are going to be very good, and the Falcons are going to be good. And that is pretty bold considering this is a team that has not been over 500 since 2017. That's not great. They are not projected as a favorite in any of the weeks until week 8.
Oh, boy.
So it's
I'm looking at that.
Yeah. It's,
Underdog, bye.
however, I mean, I know it sounds pretty bold. I think they could start the season 4-0. This all comes down to Michael Penix. Michael Penix is a year 2 quarterback. I mean, this isn't a surprise, right? Like NFL teams go as their quarterback goes. And when Patrick Mahomes took over in year 2, it was like, oh, we didn't know he was that. Michael Penix has a chance to go and be really, really special. If you
Michael
look at
Penix could be Mahomes?
I mean, he has a chance, but no. If you look at what he did in
Jason
his 3
Moore.
games, I don't think people realize how good
How
the
inaccurate he
Falcons'
was?
offense was. Well, I know he scored 32 points per game. The Falcons did in his 3 starts. That was more than the 24.6 points they scored per game when Kirk Cousins was not injured the first 9 weeks. Obviously, the middle of the season was really bad with Kirk. That's why they made the transition. But this was a team that was 6th in total yards per game for a first-year play caller last year and a dying, injured veteran quarterback moving into a rookie quarterback. If Michael Penix has it, if Michael Penix comes, this is a winnable division. This is a team with enough offensive firepower to be really, really special. And the way Michael Penix plays is actually very conducive to a high upside outcome. It's on both sides. That's why this is a bold prediction, because he plays in a way where he gets the ball out quick, but also throws it very deep, kind of boom bust, and he has the opportunity here to really explode. You know, in his 3 starts, 67 offensive plays per game. That was 5th in the NFL. 32 points per game. That was 6th in the NFL during those times. And his, the way he plays, I think they're going to let him rip the ball. I think they're going to go out there, put the ball in his hands, and say, this is your team. With this division, I know it sounds bad when you're not favored to win going into week 8. But these aren't terribly hard matchups. You start at home against Tampa Bay. You're going to win the division. You got to start there. You got to get that win in week 1, which it's a 2.5-point spread. Not a big deal. But their actual schedule coming up, according to Warren Sharp, is the 4th easiest schedule on the season. We try to look at teams who have the avenue to take a giant, massive leap forward, because every year there are several teams that go from scoring 12 to 17 more touchdowns the next season. And it's usually on the back of a quarterback. And here we are going not from a veteran to a rookie, but from a veteran to a second-year quarterback. And I love that situation when you've got an easy schedule, a lot of elite weapons, and I do think Kyle Pitts is going to be better than we think. Drake London is that dude, and Bijan will allow him to thrive in the passing game. They're going to have to stack the box. They're going to have to worry about Bijan and the dump off. So I'm calling for Atlanta Falcons to be in the playoffs this year and help in fantasy way more than you think.
Okay, I like it. It's bold, but there are huge fantasy upside players on that roster. Is there a more bold prediction than this one? Matthew Stafford stays healthy for 17 games.
Oh, Pisces.
And Puka becomes the first player in NFL history with 12 or more 100-yard games in a single season. So it's a little different. This is not a stat that's very common, but it is very exciting when a player gets there. Calvin Johnson did it 11 times in 2012. Michael Irvin has done it 11 times. Cooper Kupp in 2021, he did it 11 times with
Matthew Stafford.
With Matthew Stafford, and then we've seen Puka in his rookie year, he did it 9 times. Last year,
3 of the wide receivers you just listed are
Matthew
Stafford wide receivers.
That's it. You got it. And last year, he did not play a full season. He played in 10 total games. 5 of them, 100-yard games. 2 of them, 98 and 97.
Ooh,
so he was right there. And it doesn't. Maybe it needs repeating because we've been spending like the last month really worried about Matthew Stafford, and so maybe that's made people less and less excited about Puka. But his 17-game pace last year was 173 targets, 128 receptions for 1,623 yards. He is coming into his prime. Every bit of hesitation comes from Matthew Stafford's health. But if you want to make a bold prediction and a bold bet that the Rams managed it the way they needed to manage it this offseason, and that Matthew Stafford wouldn't be playing unless he thought he could play. And if he plays, Puka has every chance at being the number 1 overall wide receiver. So my bold prediction, 12 times this year he goes over 100 yards in a game.
That's not the bold prediction. The bold prediction is the beginning, is Stafford plays 17.
Fair enough.
I mean, if Stafford plays 17...
then that other part's easy.
Yeah, I know. It
Based on the fact
that
those
way.
other 3 players, 3 of the 5 that have gotten to 9 or more are Stafford receivers. Yeah. So there you go. Mike, what you got for us?
I know we're all excited about
Bill.
We're all excited for the 7th-round rookie. It's fun. It's a great story. It's inspiring. I want to see what happens. However, for fantasy football purposes, I am going to go the other direction, and I am going to say Austin Eckler is a top 20 fantasy running back this year. Last year, before the injury, Austin Eckler was the RB 25.5-point scoring format. And it's what do we need here for Austin Eckler to hit this bold prediction and go into the top 20? Well, the stickiest stats for running backs: opportunities, targets, and especially first read targets, and then carries inside the 5. Andy talked about it on our YouTube special, Just the Tips. Last year, when Brian Robinson was out, 15 opportunities a game, and in those 3 games, week 6, 9, and 10, he was running back 16 in one of them, and he was the running back 6. He was electric. The season kind of gets washed out for Austin Ekeler because we had already, as the fantasy community, we'd already moved on from him last year, and then he ends up missing a bunch of time because he ended up injured. But he averaged over 3 targets per game last year, 1.84 yards per route run. That's the 4th highest among all running backs. That's just behind where Jahmyr Gibbs was last year. In terms of first read targets, he was right there with Kamara, Achane, Breece Hall, Aaron Jones. He's with the best of the best when it comes to that percentage.
So what's the bold prediction is the line of 20?
The line that Austin
top
Ekeler
20?
Austin Ekeler ends up in the top 20.
If you want to make it spicy, you could go 18.
Why?
It's spicier.
Fine.
It's higher.
Fine.
Where
do you want me to stop?
I don't.
I would like you to stop at 15.
There's bold predictions and there's spicy ones.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Fine. It's for me to drop the S and get to.
How do you drop the S?
Yeah, right now it's spicy.
On this
Fine.
prediction.
18.
Okay.
Oh, that's a little spicy.
There we look. We have talked about Washington and the backfield all year long. I had accepted that Brian Robinson was a potential draft day value because you need to have a piece of this backfield. You don't know for sure who it's going to be, but they're going to score so many points, and they're late round. I never loved Brian Robinson as a prospect or a player, but now he's gone.
I saw he was a keeper in our League of Record. Somebody had Brian Robinson as a keeper. Brian Robinson in the offseason, he was a value for us.
Yes.
Because he was productive in this offense, and we love the offense. And then now that he's gone, he's been mostly deleted.
And I get it. The excitement for Bill it's fun. But I think that Austin Ekeler still has a lot to give to this team. He will be the pass catcher. How much does he get used near the goal line? That'll be the difference. Last year, Brian Robinson had 13 carries inside the 5. And Ekeler, last year, 5 carries inside the 5 turned into 3 rushing touchdowns compared to 4 on those 13 carries that Brian Robinson had. Ekeler has always been very good at being a goal line running back. So I think that if he can sneak some of those out plus the targets, he's going to be a fantasy value.
Yeah, he's there's no one that works harder in the NFL than Austin Ekeler. And it does seem like when he landed in Washington, it was like, okay, this is where you go to maybe.
Yeah, it was over.
You go to just be this bit part before you fade into nothingness. And then he's put in the work, was hyper productive on the touches he got, and now has it right in front of him, even when the world is all about Bill Croskey.
Yeah, it's like the Jaden Daniels effect somehow has not like when it was going to be Brian Robinson and Ekeler, that didn't transfer over to them, even though it should. And now it's all on Bill. But I think that Austin Ekeler is the guy that you want to draft for fantasy.
All right. Jason, why don't you give us your second bold prediction for 2025?
All right. Y'all not going to like it. And when I'm saying y'all, I'm saying
then why are you even saying
everyone
it, man?
listening. Look, sometimes things happen in fantasy we do not enjoy. And by sometimes, I mean every single year.
The people hate it, Jason. And you
maybe I haven't seen your second one yet.
Will Shipley, Sean Tucker, and Trey Benson all win championships for people in 2025. They will win championships for people in 2025.
Insurance agents?
Backup running backs.
Who are those guys?
Will Shipley, backup running back Sean Tucker, and backup running back Trey Benson.
Wait,
yes,
you're saying all 3 of them are going to win titles?
All 3 of them are going to win titles.
Wait
for
a minute.
people.
Hold on a minute.
Yes, that means what it means.
Yeah, that's
sorry, not sorry. Look, last year was an outlier year for running backs league-wide in terms of health. It was really an outrageously healthy year. Only 3 running backs in the top 24 ADP missed more than 3 games to injury. That just doesn't happen. In the last decade, only 2017 had a healthier season in terms of percentage of games played. This was a very healthy year for running backs. Now, we're not projecting injuries. And
yes, you are.
what we're doing is we're playing the odds.
No, you're playing specifics.
You're literally projecting three.
Don't gaslight
very
me.
specific injuries.
I'm saying
I'm not projecting specifics, but Will Shipley, Trey Benson, and Sean Tucker specifically will win your leagues.
let me make the case.
I didn't hear
why
Tyler
those could
Allgeier's
happen.
name.
No, because Bijan's indestructible this year. Bold prediction.
I didn't hear Brian Robinson.
I'll tell you a real spicy bold prediction. Bijan plays all 17. Okay, I'm never dropping that S. That's not even like remotely surprising. But the injury prone label is one that we obviously shy away from. But we're playing a game, and the odds say that we were very fortunate in 2025. If we're playing the averages, we know that there's going to be injuries to some premier backs.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm looking at the situations that say, where might those more realistically happen?
Yep.
How about an aged running back, an elder statesman who's coming off 417 carries with a deep run into the playoffs? Okay, I hope Saquon breaks the all-time record. But if I'm going to try to predict which ones might do it, okay, Saquon has some red flags that could say he misses some time this year. James Conner, another older running back who has pretty much never played a full season, okay, he could miss time. And then you've got Sean Tucker, who has two different running backs ahead of him. So this isn't like, oh, I see the case, but you got an undersized Bucky, and you've got a currently hobbled and injured Rachaad White. If either one of he's got twice as good of odds, because if either one go down, he can be relevant. But here's why I picked Will Shipley, Sean Tucker, and Trey Benson. We could see the path of their presumed starters missing time this year. It's not as hard as like Tyler Allgeier and a young, big-bodied back in Bijan. But the reason I picked those three is because they are talented. Not every backup will matter if the starter goes down. So these are three guys I'm targeting in fantasy drafts as my insurance backs. Will Shipley, get out of here with the A.J. Dillon stuff. Will Shipley's a good back. He was a premier pass-catching back. This offensive line can make DeAndre Swift matter. So, this is a guy who, Will Shipley, he was just under 13% of the reception share at Clemson. That is elite stuff. He was the number one high school recruit going into that year. Sean Tucker was supposed to be, you might not remember, or, if you're a more,
remember.
Well, I know we know, but if you're a casual fan coming in this time of year and you don't know who Sean Tucker was when he was drafted, he was supposed to be
he was not drafted.
He was not drafted because of a congenital heart defect.
Right.
He on his combine situation, they found a congenital heart defect that took him off the NFL team boards. He was supposed to be a highly drafted player. Well, you know what? He's playing football. And so he is a talented running back who has two different paths to relevance. And then Trey Benson, he was last year was a down year for running backs. He wouldn't have been my favorite in most years, but he was my favorite running back coming out.
What kind of heart defect was it?
Congenital?
Oh, okay.
What did I say? I never know what I say.
I was just really making sure.
Okay.
No, you're good.
I'm good?
Good.
You're
All
good.
right.
We got the Deucers are being sophomoric in the back.
Yeah, they just wanted to make
they were worried it was congenitals?
Yes.
Okay.
something like that. Something like
Something
that.
a little closer there. All right. Well, he had a problem with an organ. You know what I mean? So, anyways, his heart defect is the reason
Bill
he
Croskey
fell.
talking? It started to slip.
It
I
does.
was just teasing. You really went on the nose,
Look.
just like this prediction's on the nose of three guys that you're predicting. So the
But
bold
he's
prediction
not-
is
he's not
Saquon,
predicting
Bucky,
injury.
and Connor are injured.
What I am saying is that those are the three most talented backs that could win championships at the end of the year with pathways in front
It
of them
happens every year.
that are easier
Yeah.
to see coming.
Yes. No, it happens every year. You have players that nobody drafted, nobody thought about. They win you titles. They have opportunities. The teams are run heavy. It makes sense. I hope these guys, the other guys stay healthy, but it makes sense.
Jason doesn't.
All right, we're going to take a break.
Maybe
Got two
now.
more bold predictions coming up. Foot Clan draft day is on the way. You got your rankings, you got those sleepers, you got your can't miss picks, but you know what? You need sometimes a backup because, well, even the best fantasy football team in the world doesn't go according to plan. Sometimes those starters, they don't show up. Wouldn't it be great if you could have the same peace of mind everywhere else? With Progressive, You get more than just a policy. You get a playbook full of coverage options you can count on for your home and for your auto. Want to customize your protection? No problem. You can build your coverage just like your fantasy team, making sure that you have the right players in every position and a backup when you need it most. And when life throws an audible like a fumble in the driveway or a hailstorm at home, Progressive is there with 24/7 support. Don't get caught without a great backup. Visit Progressive.com to quote today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions. All right, my second bold prediction. This one it's spicy. These three wide receivers outside the top 50 in ADP will finish in the top 25 in fantasy. So three completely not paid attention to outside the top 50 by consensus players. Number one, Keon Coleman, wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills. The second-year breakout, it is coming. The opportunity is there. The quarterback, the offense, the testimony of his teammates.
I don't mind this one.
Keon Coleman is the number 50 wide receiver off the board. He is the first of the three names. Number two, Deontay Thornton
This one
Jr. He will be the very
my
obvious
goodness.
number one wide receiver for the Raiders immediately.
Amari Cooper's there, man.
Immediately. He is the number 64 off the board. Rookie, wide receiver, physical freak, 6'5", 205, 4'3", 40, and done nothing. I mean, you talk about Isaac Tesla in the preseason.
Yeah.
Thornton continues to give you the same type of plays on a regular basis. Nobody's getting behind defenses.
Yeah, but is he hitting the worm?
I don't know about the worm.
It was a good worm.
I don't know
Yeah,
about
It was
the
a good
worm.
worm. I looked it up. It was a good worm.
I
And
don't
the
know.
worm into the landing?
Yeah.
Where he just ran after doing a worm? How can you do that?
It was a pretty powerful worm.
Yeah.
It's a strong move.
But yeah, you got Bowers, and you got Jacoby wants to trade. Tucker's Tucker, right? And Besh is not really making an impact. Cooper is
Stop. Don't talk
Cooper
about
is
Jeff Besh like that.
elderly, and so Deontay Thornton, I think within 2 or 3 weeks of the season, you'll be like, oh, that's his Metcalf.
Wow.
That's Geno Smith's Metcalf. And then the third name,
That's spicy.
That one
number
is, yeah.
54 on the ESPN ADP, Josh Downs of the Indianapolis Colts. I love me some Tyler Warren. I think Tyler Warren's going to be a dominator. But Josh Downs, it will be very obvious who their number one is going to be. All three of these players, they are going to be difference makers. They're going to be the number one in their wide receiver room, okay? And you're going to see breakouts from all three of them. So that's my bold prediction. Josh Downs, the usage already suggests he's their number one, 26% target share. That's barely below Jamar Chase. Let's not forget about Josh Downs just because we're worried about the quarterbacks and who was going to start. You got the better quarterback starting. Doesn't mean he's a good quarterback. You got the better of the two. Keon Coleman, Deontay Thornton Jr., Josh Downs, all three of them outside the top 50 in ADP. All three will slip inside the top 25.
All right. Are we on to me? Do we need to take a break? Are we good?
No,
We're
all right,
good.
we just did that.
We just need to take a breath.
All right.
Maybe drink some milk.
Oh, because it's too.
Yeah.
Because it's too.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you got?
I am going to go with a quarterback who will be the youngest starting quarterback in week 1. He has never taken a regular season snap. He will outscore Brock Purdy. He will outscore Caleb Williams.
Okay.
And he will finish as a top 12 fantasy quarterback. I am talking about J.J. McCarthy
Oh, boy.
of the Minnesota Vikings, who is just 22 and a half years old.
My new card collection will like that.
We're all going to enjoy it. Here's what happens at the Minnesota Vikings with Kevin O'Connell at the helm. In 2022, Kirk Cousins was the QB7. Next year, weeks 1 through 8, Kirk Cousins was the QB4. He goes down to the Achilles injury. Then what do we have? Oh, Nick Mullins, a player that people listening to the show, a lot of them are probably going, who? Well, in 3 of 4 starts, he was a top 12 fantasy quarterback. Josh Dobbs, when he got 80% of the snaps, he was a top 12 in 2 of those 5 games. And then, of course, the masterpiece of last year, Sam Darnold, not brought in to be the starter. He was brought in to be the backup. well, I guess he was brought in to be the starter, and then they drafted J.J. McCarthy, and then McCarthy goes down to a meniscus injury in the preseason, and Sam Darnold is forced to be the guy. There is panic in the streets. How can Sam Darnold, the Ghostbuster, possibly be good for fantasy, be good for the Minnesota Vikings? And he was. The QB8. In totality, the quarterback position over the last 3 years for the Minnesota Vikings have the 8th most total fantasy points because through 3 seasons, Kevin O'Connell in pass rate over expectation, 6th, 6th, and 3rd. Kevin O'Connell likes to chuck the ball, and J.J. McCarthy, per my projection and scouting, is going to be a great quarterback. They improved the offensive line, got a lineman in round 1, made some big free agent acquisitions, and on top of that, J.J. McCarthy runs just a little bit more than you actually realize. His last 2 years as a starter in Michigan, 300 yards on the ground and 5 touchdowns, 200 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns. Like, this isn't, we're not talking he's going to go out and he's going to be, rushing for 500-600 yards, but he can give you 200 to 300. Like, this is part of his game. So I think that J.J. McCarthy is going to surprise, and he is being, look, he's never played a snap, so people are a little bit concerned, and they're not drafting him, but I think he is going to shine and surprise and outscore a lot of quarterbacks drafted in front of him.
I heard Aaron Rodgers level intelligence this week about J.J. McCarthy.
Oh, no. Does that change your opinion, Mike?
That's not exactly the angle I was going.
Can we go, if we keep it in football?
Mahomes level? You want to do that, Jason?
Oh, that sounds pretty good.
No, I mean, tactician, mentally ready to be a quarterback. Will probably have some growing pains.
Yes.
But he's got a head coach that it puts you in the best position to avoid your weaknesses. And that is a bold and spicy take because it means that he should be played in fantasy often. That's what that means, because we want to translate these into something relevant for what you're doing out there. With Eckler, it's obvious. For McCarthy, if you're a top 12 quarterback, if you're outscoring Brock Purdy, Caleb Williams, I mean, that means that there are probably a bunch of other names on that list. Probably Justin Herbert on your list.
Mm-hmm.
Tua, a bunch of other players. That means you're starting him. That means he's showing up on our Stream of the Week episodes. That means that you're getting to the point where, like last year, you finally believed in Darnold after a certain point, and then Darnold became a streamer.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, if Mike's right here, McCarthy will not be showing up on the streaming show in the second half of the year because it'll be like,
correct.
Oh, yeah, you can't stream him. He's rostered.
So what I'm saying about McCarthy is when you see it, if you look, it's a bold prediction, but if you see it early and you need quarterback help, go get him.
You're saying pay up.
Yeah.
He comes out week 1, puts on, scores 22 fantasy points. Are you saying, like, if you've got a quarterback, you're going to add him to your roster?
Most likely, yeah.
So you think that this is very positive for the, the Hawkinson, the Jefferson, the Addison.
Sure.
All the Suns.
All the Suns.
Yeah. All right, there you go. There's our bold predictions episode. Did you guys, do you want to jump in, do a couple mailbag?
Let's go.
Mailbag.
Ooh, it's spicy.
If you've got a question, you can go to the website, thefantasyfootballers.com, click the submit a question button or dial our voicemail hotline 302-464-TFFB. This question comes from Jackson in Atlanta, Georgia. Just making sure Jackson wasn't the location.
I hear you.
Hey, Ballers, big fan of the show. Post-draft, I realized I drafted JSN and Ken Walker. JSN is my wide receiver 2. I hope you realized it during the draft, if I'm honest with you.
It did stand out.
After the draft.
I got to the end.
I got a
mystery. And 2 of my first 4 picks were.
He said, considering I have Jaden Daniels as my quarterback, is it worth trading JSN for McLaurin straight up?
No.
To complete that stack and then separate, obviously, the running back wide receiver stack?
I would not do that.
No, I think that you don't want to overdo getting out of it. Like, would I have drafted those 2 guys together? Probably not. But then if you ship one off for 75 cents on the dollar, you're only compounding your mistakes. 2 mistakes, don't fix the problem. So if there is a worthy – I mean, honestly, Ken Walker is who you probably want to trade. Get the value. Wait a couple games into the season when he's been on the field, and it's like, oh, wow, look how good he is.
Yeah.
And then trade him.
Trade him and then just live with your regrets as you lose the league. But that's okay.
Or alternatively,
you trade JSN and you're happy.
Get value for an awesome looking running back who then doesn't play football as he doesn't.
Oh, okay. Teddy writes in on X, full PPR, Malik or Nico?
How is Charbonnet not in your bold predictions? You're gonna throw Saquon Barkley under the bus.
Charbonnet
Because it's
isn't
not bold. It's not bold to say that Ken Walker's going to be out.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Mike said, yeah, it's dead
It's
on.
bold to say that he's going to be good.
Yeah, you're bold, Mike. You're bold. Malik or Nico? Teddy wants to know, which one would you go with in a full PPR?
Wait, what were the...
Malik or Nico?
Maliko or Nico?
Maliko. Yeah, I'll go Maliko. It's tough. In the full PPR, Nabers is going to have so many targets, so many receptions. It leans me a little bit towards that direction. But the fact that Malik has been banged up so much this offseason with separate different injuries. I know Nico's missed games, but right now, when I've been push comes to shove and I've been in drafts, I am taking Nico ahead of Malik because of the current issues Malik's dealing with.
I would take Nico.
Okay. Yeah.
Where are you, Andy?
I'd take Nico. I'd be on the Nico side. X question from Norbert.
Norby.
Wasn't there some video game called Norbert or something like that?
There was an Eddie Murphy movie.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Norbit? No.
Yeah.
No, there was Qubit.
Oh, that is
the
what
video game.
That's Qbert. Norbit is the Eddie Murphy movie.
All right, we got there.
Goodness
That's
gracious.
what's in the back of our mind. You see, your
swine everywhere.
Your mind remembers the old things.
Because that's all that's in there, man. It's just useless garbage
Old
pop
stuff.
culture.
Yeah.
Ours has slight whispers of those memories.
Yeah.
We're like, there's something there.
Yeah, I knew there was a Qbert somewhere.
Right.
But you had Norbit. You had it.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, now I got to find his question again. What's your opinion on Cade Otton this year if Godwin's out, which it seems like he will be for a bit? Igbuka will get work, but that still leaves a lot of open targets for Otton, which proved itself true last year when Godwin went out. And, if you kind of substitute McMillan and Igbuka, right, if you don't take the Igbuka's the second coming, and you just put him into a category of, hey, he produces like McMillan did, obviously that means Otton would have production.
I think you would have to have Evans or Igbuka missing time for Cade Otton. Like, Cade Otton, good player, very capable when they call upon him, but we've seen, at least I believe, long enough of his career that they want to use him in other ways. And
I've got the perfect example for you.
Please.
Chris Godwin goes down in week 7. Week 8, Otton comes out, 10 targets, 9 receptions, 81 yards, 2 touchdowns. Unbelievable.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The next week,
Awesome.
second week after.
Swish. Don't look at me.
Okay. The next week, when Godwin was also missing, obviously he was missing the rest, 11 targets, 8 receptions, a touchdown. Awesome. But then he pretty much –
how'd it feel?
Then it was
really good.
Jalen McMillan that they got more involved. They got the rookie more involved and other wide receiver options. And that was really – Otton didn't keep doing that the rest of the season.
After McMillan stepped up.
Right, exactly. And so then it was like 5 receptions, 4, 1, 3, 2. The rest of the way he wasn't that special. So I agree. If an injury happens, one more. But if Igbuka is stepping up into that role, Otton will be involved, but I don't think he'll be a sensational, every week start.
I do think he's somebody that you can plug and play, though, while one of those receivers is missing and get it. You definitely have an opportunity at a touchdown with a quarterback that threw as many as he did. I mean, to me, there's still an opportunity there. Consistency might not be there, but he showed that he was capable of upper echelon production, which I didn't know he was until last year. All right, coming up.
He's also capable of getting exploded. Like,
what?
Cade Otton hits?
Yeah.
They're just
he would be hit really hard.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time, man.
He has a lot of tape on his hands.
Yeah, because he knows what's about to happen.
Yeah, they've all been broken many times. Fantasy Time Machine episodes coming up. Fantasy MVP show this week. Our final mock draft episode, which should be a lot of fun, coming up as well. So get in the Megalo Bowl, megalobowl.com as we close things out today. If you need the draft kit, it's ultimatedraftkit.com. We'd love to have you along for the ride this year. Head over to YouTube. You can watch the show, subscribe over there. Just released a new clips channel as well. You can check that out. YouTube.com/TheFantasyFootballers.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Fantasy Footballers Podcast. Join our fantasy football community on jointhefoot.com and follow us on Twitter @TheFFBallers.